All protocols duly observed. I mean, there's quite a number of dignitaries here. I don't want to go into all of that, and we don't have a lot of time, but it's an honor and privilege to be part of FEMITECH 2025. As your newly minted Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovations, I'm thrilled to address you at the third edition of the Females. This conference plays a crucial role in inspiring, empowering, and mobilizing women in technology to take decisive steps in their careers, advocate for gender equity, and lead innovative initiatives that bring about meaningful change in the tech industry. As your keynote speaker, I'm particularly excited to discuss the sub-theme, Championing Gender Equity, the impact of male leadership in advancing women in ICT. In this globally interconnected era, we have a unique opportunity to reshape the narrative surrounding gender equity in the ICT sector, while concurrently driving technological innovation. The ITU indicates that women in Africa are 26% less likely than men to use the internet, highlighting an urgent need for transformation. Addressing these disparities is not only vital for the empowerment of women, but also essential for the advancement of the entire youth and tech ecosystem. In Ghana, women are making remarkable strides in the ICT sector, and I just highlighted the role of Professor A.C. Kaufman. Emma Ifuatando, the founder of Outspoken Edge, a brand that offers digital marketing services to other brands. Lucy Quist, who we all know, formerly the managing director for Vodafone Ghana, and then CEO of Airtel. She made a name in the industry, in the telecom industry, as the first Ghanaian lady to lead a multinational telecom company. Manting Jimo, currently the executive director and regional head of IBM West, East, and North Africa. And I met Angela about 2 weeks ago at the ministry to see things we could do together in the ecosystem. We also have Estelle Akrofi-Soa, who is the current head of C-Squared, Ghana, and she's a former Google Ghana country manager, and the former managing director of Busy Internet. Another fantastic woman I met when I met the Chamber of Telecoms last week. You also have our quintessential Farida Bedwe, who's a software engineer and co-founder of Logicel, a fintech in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, across Africa, we're witnessing an increasing number of women assuming leadership roles in the ICT sector, delivering change and fostering innovation. According to the ITU again, women represent 30% of the global ICT workforce, and this figure is steadily rising on the African continent. However, while we celebrate these achievements, we must confront the stark reality of gender disparity in the field. The World Economic Forum reports that women constitute only 28% of the workforce in STEM-related jobs, and with an even lower percentage in ICT roles. More alarmingly, the gender pay gap in the ICT sector is significant. Research indicates that companies embracing diversity are 35% more likely to outperform their industry peers. And sometime last year, I attended the Commonwealth Parliamentary Association program on artificial intelligence in Singapore. And it was interesting and instructive to note that a number of HR tools, which are AI powered, are actually, the machine learning is actually male biased. And so most HR tools you use are inherently biased against women or female applicants. And so that's one thing that as an industry we need to begin to look at. Because when you use the AI HR tools, the AI powered HR tools, process the applications, because the large language models the data sets and the machine learning was done largely by male engineers, the AI tools that we're beginning to use in most of our work is gender biased. And so we need to begin to revise the decisions that are made. And for me, critically, it's something we're going to be working together with industry to address in our country, to take away that inherent bias where the entry bar for women has been set higher than for men. So men can get in easier than women can. That is unacceptable, and that must change. The second thing we will do is mentorship and sponsorship. At a point in time will have to build families. And our work ethics, the work environment must be such that it would engender and support women through that phase of their lives so that they can grow in work but also build robust families. You know my position from Parliament. I'm a family values advocate. I believe that we should have proper families, a man, woman, and children. And so women must be allowed to have children, but it must not come at the expense of them progressing in the world of work. You cannot punish a woman for having children. And so to male leaders, make sure that if a woman has, and you know, we've got this, is it 2 months or 3 months maternity leave? 3 months. Yeah, 3 months maternity leave. I mean, it's in our manifesto that we're going to add an extra month or something to make it 4 months. But I still believe that even after maternity leave, after 4 months, I believe that kids must at least have a minimum of 6 months breastfeeding. And so let us have work environments that support our women. And COVID has taught us that it is possible to do those things. So because I like to sound politically correct, when it comes to the workforce, it is possible to reset the work environment, to allow women either work from home, let them breastfeed their kids. For me, it's a no-brainer. As a country and as an industry, we must set the pace. Because if you have women working in tech, then it means the ability to work from home exists already. And so give them additional 3 months to work from home so they can bring up their children properly. Our focus as a government is the implementation of programs that seek to deepen the digital experience of Ghanaians by creating the right environment to foster the development of the right digital culture for innovation to thrive, while at the same time putting in measures to ensure a safer cyberspace. The key steps that John Mahama administration is taking through the ministry includes the review. First and foremost, we've ordered a review of all the sector legislation to bring them in tandem with recent developments in the ecosystem. We cannot be operating with legislation that are old in such a dynamic sector where things change by the day. The process has started in all our agencies, and just this morning I received an email from the Director General of CACE with a new draft bill for the Kofi Annan Center of Excellence, because I've instructed all my agencies to review their legislation. We cannot be in a digital age and claim that we want to build a digitally inclusive country. Meanwhile, our legislations are dinosaurs. Most of the legislation I met in the ministry, and I think today makes it exactly 4 weeks since I was sworn into office. And when I came into the ministry, the first meeting I had, in fact, before my vetting, I met with all the agencies and said to them that I'm not going to be minister of a ministry or a ministry that's using in ICT, some of which are 17 years old. I mean, you're kidding yourself, you know. So I've asked all the agencies to review their legislation, and before June this year, I'll be laying fresh legislation before Parliament for all the 11 agencies under the ministry to ensure that our legislation is forward-looking. As we march towards a more digitized environment, we must ensure that we have the people with the right skills to take advantage of the opportunities it brings. In light of the President of the Republic, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, as part of his social contract, 120-day social contract, has highlighted the fact that the 1 million coders program will be launched before the first 120 days in office. And so we will start the 1 million coders program under our Digital Jobs Initiative, and this is to provide our youth right digital skills. Again, let me commend the leadership and the Director General of the Kofi Annan Center of Excellence on his proactiveness in delivering on that. I gave them a 14-day mandate to provide me curriculum, standardized curriculum, training across the country for our 1 million coders. And I received that at the end of last week before I traveled to Barcelona, and I've reviewed sent it to the presidency. It's been approved, and we will start work with that curriculum. And since I have people from the academia here, the plan to roll out the 1 million coders is going to work very closely with academia. I intend to make sure, when I was in the university, again, we had com skills. As a compulsory course, we had to do a 2-credit course. Those of you who were in the university around between 2000 and 2005, you realize they introduced it at that time. And all of us, I mean, in engineering faculty, we're asking ourselves, com skills, what for? But if you didn't do it, you won't graduate. And so we're going to be having a meeting with all vice chancellors to introduce our coding as a compulsory course in all our universities, which you must do before you graduate. And the ministry will be supporting the universities with equipment and infrastructure to ensure that your labs are brought up to speed. We're going to be training people in cybersecurity. We're going to be training people in data sciences, in artificial intelligence, and digital coding skills as well, to ensure that even if you're graduating as a psychology and sociology major, you have some basic coding skill or data science skill that gives you the ability to vertically integrate when you get into the world of work. And so we'll be working with faculty to incorporate this as part of our 1 million coders program. By prioritizing coding as part of our tech-driven agenda, we recognize the critical need to diversify the economy. Coding serves as a gateway to high-value sectors such as AI, blockchain, fintech, and green technologies. Additionally, coding has the potential to revolutionize industries beyond fintech, AI, and blockchain. By integrating these digital skills into key sectors such as tourism, manufacturing, agriculture, and healthcare, we can drive broader economic transformation. And as part of my engagements I've been having with multilateral stakeholders as I've been traveling in the past 2 weeks, one of the things I've been highlighting, especially at the Paris AI Forum, was the fact that we're not just looking, everybody's talking about AI for Africa. I'm not looking at making Ghana, and at my vetting I said I was going to make Ghana an AI hub, but I'm not doing it, I'm not chasing AI as a box I just want to tick to say, oh, Ghana has AI. No, our AI vision is focused on 3 areas: healthcare, education, and agriculture. We must use AI to revolutionize how we do agriculture through precision agriculture, through proper forecasting of weather, and being able to even create commodity markets and put at the disposal of our farmers digital technological tools that exist today, but that can understand using models and speak to them in their local dialect. Because there are tools already that exist, we don't need to redo, but those tools are English driven. And if a farmer speaks Dagbani or Dangme and doesn't know how to read English, he can't use those tools. But an AI tool could interface between that app and the farmer and give him the power of technology that we want to do. We want to use AI to be able to send education to remote communities and villages where we can actually have tailored programs for various kids. We want to be able to do telemedicine where we don't need to put a doctor in every village, but with the power of technology and AI, we can take medical services to the most remote parts of our country where we have our community information centers and be able to give them primary health care in their mother tongue. So that's what we want to do with AI. The other thing we want to do is to build our regional data centers modeled around the Accra Digital Center. And this will be established to facilitate the expansion of our BPO and KPO ecosystem. Ghana sits in a unique time zone. The Philippines today makes over 40 billion US dollars from BPOs and call centers. I don't know how many, and I don't know if this is politically correct, but I don't know how many of you have heard a Filipino speak English. Meanwhile, they are the call center of the world. And we've got our fantastic English accent in Ghana. We've got our fantastic time zone, which sets us in a unique place to take care of both the East and the West by running a 24-hour economy, 3 shifts of 8. So the 24-hour economy that John Mahama spoke is actually an ICT-driven one. And we will build BPOs and KPOs that will create jobs for our young people and bring foreign currency. The last intervention I want to highlight is our $50 million FinTech Growth Fund. The fund is meant to promote the growth of digital entrepreneurs and support indigenous FinTech companies. By working together, we can all create a more inclusive and equitable tech industry that benefits everyone. Thank you very much.